Hello, welcome everyone. Welcome to my channel. If you have been following along, you know that I am absolutely passionate about composting. But composting is not always the walk in the park. You bring a shiny compost tumbler and you start doing everything right.
Yeah.
But it might not work for you in the very first day. And today with me I have Nandini.
Hi.
Nandini and Mr. Kumar have been passionate about their garden. They have such a beautiful garden, but they have had a long struggle with their compost tumbler. And
True.
today we will talk about everything, what they have been facing with the tumbler, what did they do, how to fix all the problems, and why it is so important sticking it out, still trying to do it. You did not leave it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so welcome Nandini.
Thank
you for opening up your space.
Thank you.
To us.
It's a pleasure.
Okay, so let me start with the first question. You have such a beautiful garden. When did you think that you want to start composting? You want to compost? Did you learn it in your childhood, or some of your friends mentioned it? How did you start composting?
I think it was always about like where to get the right kind of a compost here. And I would go to the big box stores and buy them. But there was always this thing behind the mind that I have so much of waste every day. You know, we are cooking and we have all those scrapes. So can I not do something? And then I think I must have joined a Facebook group.
Okay.
And from there, I think I got really motivated. And this I am talking about 8-9 years back. And then so went ahead, bought this Tumbler composter from Costco. And started to try it, but without any much knowledge about it.
Yeah. So you came across a Facebook page, and then how you came to know about composting?
I mean, I knew about composting, but I think the Facebook page group kind of motivated me to start because people were talking how easy it is and how you can do it at home, and and you can also save so much of scrape that goes in the landfills. So I think that is what motivated.
So at that time, did you know about different type of composters? How did you end up buying a tumbler? Because it seems fancy and lot of people tend to buy tumbler. How did you do that?
I think I was just looking because it was just the beginning. So we were looking for something small, which is more tidy, and we didn't want the mosquitoes to come out. And some people had suggested that in the group. So I looked it up and then went for this.
Composter tumbler is a bit smaller than other type
That's
of
right.
composting. You can always start composting in a big pile, but living in urban areas, we always
it
want
is
to
difficult. And even to dig a hole and doing it, that was not possible, even in that house. So I think this kind of came handy and very compact, and the winters here, so it is easy to pick it up and put it in your basement and things. So.
Yeah. So you got the composter, you set up in your garden, and then how did you start? What all did you do?
So we just started to put, I had read that you can put some dried leaves and maybe some newspaper as well. So we did put that, and we started to put all the kitchen waste in that. I also used to put something that has spoiled, like cooked food. So I would put everything, even the coconut shells and avocado seeds and things like that, because I didn't have much knowledge, so I would put everything.
And you can put it definitely.
Right.
This just takes more time. Eventually, and then later on when you sieve your compost, you can put back your chunky stuff back in the next batch. But you did not know that at that time.
No. So what happened was, I was thinking it will happen within like a month. Like my compost will be ready within a month or so.
That's what you were thinking?
That is what I was thinking when I started.
What month was that, by the way, when you started? Was it summer months?
I think it was summer months, yes. Okay. So, but after 2 or 3 months also, when I would see it was not happening. That was kind of disappointing. And then I thought maybe I should put those wiggly things. The worms?
Red wigglers, yeah?
Not the red wigglers, the one that we find in the garden. So I digged some of the things and then I put them, but then that didn't work as well.
Well, so. I love to see your passion that you tried to do that and you knew that.
I didn't know that those worms will not work in the composter.
No, but outside composter they might work. They might sustain
but this is a tumbler.
For the summer time.
Right.
I mean,
Okay.
ultimately they
Yeah,
will
because
die,
they have
right?
enough food in there.
Right, exactly.
Right?
Right?
Yeah,
So they will
yeah.
keep feeding on
Feeding
that
them
food,
that
and
food
then
and multiplying
yeah,
there. That is what
yeah.
the idea was. But I think the whole problem was I was not keeping it wet.
Okay.
So it had dried so much, and because whatever I had read, it said just sprinkle some water once in a while.
Yeah.
And so, you
Yeah.
know,
So first of all, you thought it will be ready in 1 month or 2 months,
Yeah.
and then you thought you just need little bit of sprinkle of water,
Yeah.
not a lot of water.
That's right.
So there was some gaps.
Yes.
Yeah.
and
First of
obviously
all,
those worms, poor things, they died.
oh,
Because of there's no water, there's no
they had
nothing.
food but no
No
water, no
water.
moisture.
Yeah.
Oh my. But we don't really need worms. I mean, if they
Of
are
course,
there, they
yes.
help you breaking down the stuff, but you
Right.
don't need it.
Right.
So first of all, if you're keeping it outside, generally in Edmonton weather, we have 6 months of winter. Okay, forget the winter months. You started in summer. Even if you
spring.
think
Yeah.
of spring and summer, we have 5-6 months. So composting generally happens in 2 phases. In first phase, you kind of collect material. You have to collect a lot of material. So
Right.
in 1 month, you might not have a lot of stuff in there.
I still had quite good,
Quite
but
a
not
bit.
filled up.
Yeah, and then you kept adding more, or you stopped at one point?
I think I stopped after some time.
Okay.
When it was like half full,
Okay.
I stopped. I thought that is enough because I had to also tumble it, right?
Yeah,
So
that's right. Yeah, so even if you collected for 2 months along with brown leaves
yes.
and kitchen scraps, it was a lot of material was there. After that, the only thing I think you needed is to keep it wet.
Wet, yes.
And we just don't sprinkle water. It should be like a wrung out sponge.
Right.
So when you wash clothes and you wrung it out,
Yes.
all the water has drained,
Yes.
and you still see it
Right.
wet, and you have to hang up to
That's
let
correct.
it dry. That is the consistency
Right.
moisture we need in there.
Right. That is what I came to know from you, which was
Later on.
amazing.
Yeah.
And that again motivated me. So now I have started it again.
Yeah, so now that has been 7 years
Yes.
since you have not
Yes.
used your composter.
That's right.
And at one point you were trying to give it away.
Yes, because it was just sitting there. I wasn't using it because it didn't work for us. So I was like, why am I having it? I can just, there are so many people who are
Yeah.
interested, they can try.
Yeah.
But somehow I just,
But I'm happy
Kept
that
it.
you kept it for 7 years.
I am happy
And
too.
now we came across,
Yes.
we met each other, and
Yes.
then you got to know.
Yes.
Yeah, so there are a lot of resources in Edmonton actually. We don't just know. Even on City of Edmonton base site also, there is
Right.
edmonton.ca/compost.
Right.
You have the outdoor composting information, indoor composting information, a lot of information
Wow.
there.
Okay.
And it tells all the process, how you can start, and
Right.
what are the things that you need to do to maintain it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is nice. That is good to know, right?
Yeah.
That there is, because otherwise, generally, you kind of tend to depend on other people's words, right? So, because it is so easily accessible. So,
Yeah, that's right. And so now you have started a fresh batch.
a fresh batch, yes.
You have added the brown leaves as well.
I have, yes.
So what is the recipe you are following now?
So I started with adding brown leaves, and now the kitchen scraps that I add is only the vegetable and fruit scraps.
Okay.
I don't put any cooked meal because I consulted with you and you said that is not a ideal thing. So I just put those things.
Yeah, so cooked food actually can be composted, but
Okay.
it just attracts pests.
Ah.
It might attract some mice. Although your tumbler is closed, but still I
Still
avoid
they
it.
can, okay,
Yeah.
you avoid. I
In
would
my
like to
backyard.
avoid it as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Anyway, I don't waste any cooked food. I don't have.
Right. Yeah. I mean, sometimes, right? I
Yeah,
mean, you forget it is back of your
Little bit
fridge
is there.
and some.
You put in
yeah,
the green bin.
Yeah.
You can do it there.
So I'm excited now because now we remember to put a good amount of water, and this tumbler actually has the holes, drains. So anything extra just drains out. So
Yeah. You cannot have you can never have too moist,
too moist.
material in your compost tumbler.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Because it will drain out.
Yes. Yes. I am so excited.
Yeah.
Can't wait for next summer when I can use it.
Yeah. So actually, you mentioned it right. Next summer. So
Yes.
this summer we are in the month of June.
Yes.
And this will take some time to fill up the whole thing. maybe June and July, August, 2-3 months you
At
will
least,
be doing it.
yeah.
So
Easily.
after that you will stop adding more into it,
Okay.
right? It will keep rotting, and then next summer in the April, May, when it thaws away and you check it out, you might get black
Compost?
material,
Ah,
compost,
right.
Yeah.
Nice. So
After you get your compost, where are you planning to use it?
we have some vegetable beds.
Okay.
So about 3 of them, and then I have 2 bed planters, vegetable planters. So I'm planning to use it in there first, and if I still am left over with something, then I'll put it in my perennials in the front as well as in the back. And even then, after it is left over, I'll put it for my fruit trees. A lot of plants.
Yeah.
Can I use it inside? That is another
Yes,
question.
you can use it inside. So usually outside the compost has some insects, right? And you give it a curing period, those insects are actually die down.
Okay.
So you can bring it inside, but to be on safer side, you can always bake it
yeah.
slightly in
I
your
have read
oven.
that.
Yeah, and then you can use
You can
it.
use it. So it is usable.
It is
inside.
usable.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. But you might not have that much
That
you
much
might be
that I
able to-
know. With one tumbler, perhaps.
because
I
I
won't
have seen your vegetable patch. You have really big garden.
Big one, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of raspberries and other vegetables you do.
Yes. But you never know if this is successful, then maybe I'll start asking our neighbors to give me all their scraps, and start another one.
Once your tumbler is full, you will stop adding to it.
Right.
So do you have plan when will you add your material after that? You might need another
tumbler, right?
or any other kind of bin.
Yeah. So I have this a lot of rain barrels at home. So I'm thinking maybe I'll cut them and make 2 of them, as you suggested that we can do, and then maybe I'll start in that.
Yeah. So if you cut the rain barrel, it will be open on both sides.
Right. One part will be closed because it has upper
you
lid.
You will have the lid, but because you will put it on the dirt.
On the dirt, yes.
Right? So it will be open from the bottom, and it will also be open from the top. You will just have a lid.
Yes.
Right? You will open it, and
so the lid is like proper, so it will be closed.
But you will have to open it. How would you add?
Yeah. So the lid opens.
Yeah, lid opens
and it also has a big hole in between where we put a net.
Okay.
So I think that hole will help me to put in things.
But keep it closed whatever way.
Right.
Otherwise, it might again attract mice or something.
Yes.
Although fruit peelings and vegetable peelings don't attract mice at all. But still, it is good to be on safer side. Yeah.
So is it okay if I think it is good, right? If the bottom is open. Because then this worms can wriggle in.
That's
and then
right.
Open bottom
is
is better.
Yeah. So if you put it on dirt, it should be open.
Okay.
Or it should have holes, just like planters.
Right.
Otherwise, it will keep your water will not drain in the bottom, right? It will stay there, and then it will be smelly.
Right.
So it has to be open from the bottom.
Okay.
So you do have plan for the other tumblers as well.
I do. Only thing is I have to just make sure that before the winter snow starts, I cut them and I put them, right?
You set them up before winter starts. So another thing, in winter, you are planning to collect your material in winters as well.
I am thinking if I can do that, it will be good, but I'm not too sure how I'll do it. Because once it starts to snow, it is difficult to walk through the snow to put the stuff, right?
Yeah, well, it is not very difficult.
It is super difficult. You have to see, because there will be like 3 feet of snow everywhere.
Yeah, so because what I did, there is a story I always share. I started my composting in February.
Okay.
2020.
Oh.
So February. So there was snow
Full of
everywhere.
Snow,
yeah, and then I just shoveled away, made a path for myself.
Okay.
Set up I did not even have a tumbler or did not know what to use.
Right.
So I started with a cardboard box.
Oh.
And I started dumping my material in February in that box. So it's not difficult.
Yeah, I mean that motivation, right?
Or maybe you can keep some sort of
a
bin
smaller
in your
bin, right?
Because outside temperature is anyway -5, -10, 20, 30. It's a freezing temperature.
Yes, it's not going to do anything.
So it will not smell or anything.
Yes.
when spring comes and it thaws away,
I
at
can
that time
transfer it.
you will have to do some work.
Yes.
So you will have to transfer it to your main composter,
Right.
tumbler, or the main bin.
Right.
So I always dump those in my buckets and then just transfer it a couple of
Right.
rounds.
Maybe you know what I can do is, because I'm going to divide one barrel into two, I can keep one portion just down there in the basement. So then I can just go through the basement, put it in there, and it is a kind of closed.
Yeah.
So
yeah, only thing, keep in mind the temperature should not be warm where
no,
you're
it
collecting.
is not
It's
inside the
outside.
basement.
It's
It is
outside
still
basement.
outside. It is like this.
But
So
it
there
is
is a
covered.
it is like a porch, and
Yeah, so you can use half of it as
exactly
a collector.
and then I can
So one that you are using as a compost bin, you also need holes in the side
Yes,
for air.
okay.
Right? Because otherwise it will be anaerobic
Right.
composting and it will start smelling. So you need air for your composting as
So
well.
even when I'm collecting it during winters, I need to have holes
No,
in that?
not in that
No,
one. Otherwise
okay.
it will be all messy.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
In proper compost bin, it's outside in your, your messy area, garden area. There
It doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay. So that is good point, that I shouldn't put holes in the other one where I'm planning to collect during winters, right? Okay.
And you're planning to use it in vegetable veg. I'm really excited about
I am excited as well. I actually went and looked for compost. This time I got some cow manure, aged compost. But still I'm not very sure how it will be.
Yeah.
So I am also very excited that I'm using all my kitchen stuff and turning it into something interesting.
You can always buy manures or compost from outside. But it is so expensive.
It is, yes.
When you start buying these things for your gardening needs, it doesn't stay sustainable.
That's true.
You think I can buy these things, tomatoes and onion from outside rather than doing all this gardening from the store-bought material. Right. So
yeah. It doesn't make much sense, but it's just also about learning, right?
Yeah.
So now that I'm learning composting, it is nice.
Yeah.
It is exciting. And that is how you start one by one and, go to the next step.
Yeah.
Tell me, when did you start composting and how was your journey?
Yeah,
Or how has your journey been so far?
Exactly. So as I told you, I started in February.
Oh.
Right, and it all rotten for me in March, April, because I did not know at that time that we have to add brown leaves.
Okay.
But in the month of May, I talked to my friend. She told me that we have compost school here in Edmonton, and they display all different types of composting bins, tumblers, different ways of composting. I went there. And then from there I got compost bins. At that time they used to sell, but not anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. So and then I transferred all my material that I was collecting in cardboard box to those compost bins.
Okay.
And I also added brown leaves.
Okay.
Right. And then I kept adding. It started decomposing, and that was good. When I was harvesting, I was puzzled. How would I harvest from these
big bins?
Yeah. So again, I called Compost School.
Okay.
It's a very good support
people.
resource here.
Okay.
So they provide you answer all your composting questions. So I asked how to harvest it. So the person told me that you just need to tip it off and just shovel your compost from underneath.
Okay.
And I did that. And now I'm thinking, what do I have in front of me? Because it has avocado pits, mango pits, those big wood chunks, is it compost? Am I doing it right?
Right.
So I called again.
Okay.
What is it? How would I use it? And you know what I heard from the other side? Congratulations, this is your compost.
Oh, wow.
I mean, because that compost was ready, black material, everything was ready, and you can sift it if you want. You don't need to. You use mango pits, avocado
Those big
pits,
ones you can just pick it up.
And even if you leave in your garden, those act as a mulch.
Right.
Absorb moisture, and you can sift it if you want, and you got it. So
wow.
that's how And then I kept doing it. Now I have 2 big bins.
Okay.
And I have a tumbler.
Okay.
So I keep collecting during the winter months as well. Even if my big bins are full, even if I have to throw one banana peel, I don't want
You don't want to throw it
because
away.
now I
Yes.
see it as resources.
Yes. Yes.
And so this winter what happened, there was no room in any of the
Compost
bin.
bins.
And I went in my front planter, I removed some soil and buried my 1 bucket of kitchen
Oh,
waste into that, top it up with the soil and left it there
Oh, wow.
because I cannot throw it away, you know. I did not keep up with the idea that I have to throw this in the green bin. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it is full of nutrients as well because
Yeah.
we put different types of things in
Exactly.
there. So exactly what different plants want and vegetables want. It's amazing how we convert the scraps into compost and then again get vegetables or fruits, right? Yeah.
So I harvest now every September. I harvest because I have 2 bins. I harvest 1 bin every September.
Okay.
Right, and then I just added to my vegetable garden. Those are right beside my my compost bin. So I don't have to
in
really
September
walk.
you harvest and you put it in your vegetable bins. But September is when we basically almost finish, right?
Yeah, so garden is done. We have harvested all our vegetables as well, right? So there is nothing on the vegetable beds.
Yeah.
And my compost bin is full now.
Right.
And I got compost. I will, at the end of the season, I will put all the compost I will top up my vegetable beds with this compost.
okay.
And this will also give it a curing period.
Curing period, okay.
October, November, December until next spring.
Right.
And next spring, when the spring comes and I have to sow my seeds again, my beds are ready with the fertilizer.
Oh, so you don't have to put compost then?
At that time.
At that time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the thing. If we harvest in June, and if it is still little bit unprocessed, uncured, and you start sowing seeds in there, you know, that might not be good for the plants.
Oh, okay.
So it should be fully processed.
Right.
Then it is better.
So how much thickness, like how do you layer it?
So you can top up like 2 inches of compost.
Compost? Okay.
Slightly mix as well with the top
with the soil.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you also add some soil to it, new soil, or is it just the whatever was there?
Not anymore.
Okay.
Not anymore, because compost itself is a like it's a good texture. It has good texture. It's not a like chemical fertilizer that just you add water and
soil is good enough.
Old soil is still there, and you are adding more, and it's increasing the volume of the soil as well.
Right.
It's giving that texture to the soil.
Yes. Oh, that is
so I don't have to add any more.
You don't have to.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have started a lot of vegetables now this time?
Yeah, so every year I do peas, potatoes, zucchini. Some work for me, some not. Peas work great for me.
Okay.
I have one big, maybe 3x8 bed. Yeah. And I harvest and freeze as well.
Oh, wow.
And tomatoes,
Nice.
So I'm trying all those things as well.
Yeah.
What else I'm doing? Yeah, this time I also tried chickpeas.
Chickpeas, I have done that as well, the brown chickpeas.
Yeah. Do you cook the greens of the chana? Or
yes.
Okay.
But like I always do it, but it is just so nice to eat them fresh. So I just end up eating fresh. But this time I have put lot more. Hopefully, you know, I'll get a good harvest.
So, but I am asking, can you cook the leaves, chana leaves, like the
I am not too sure. But I have heard that you can. You can add them to your vegetables or something.
But then you have to really pick it at the baby stage, right? You don't have to let it be mature.
Then you may not get fruits, right? Much.
Yeah, then you either get the plant or the fruit, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah. I have tried to this time dill also, you know.
Dill, okay.
Dill, yeah. And chickpea, the brown chickpeas, potatoes and peas, beans, kale, zucchini. I got some small plants of okra, bindi.
Okay, small. How many plants?
I got 6. a pack of
plants.
6
Okay.
from a nursery. But unfortunately, this time we have so much of rain, and okras generally they like a lot of sun.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're doing very well.
Okras and eggplants, these are like tropical
They just tropical,
plants.
yeah. They need a lot of
So,
sun,
yeah.
and we didn't have that much sun, so
Yeah.
I don't think they're doing very well.
Have you tried eggplants as well?
Eggplants have not tried, but our neighbors do that. They even sometimes
I
share
have
with
seen
us.
people being successful in eggplants.
Oh,
but
they get amazing
amazing.
eggplants.
Yeah.
But again, it depends what kind of manure you're putting in, right?
Okay.
I
So
think
your
they
neighbors are also
Oh, they are
passionate
so
about gardening?
much more than us.
So do they also compost or not?
I don't think so. They compost. No,
So they must be buying the
they
manure,
buy. Yeah,
compost and
yeah,
everything.
yeah. I think they buy different types of fertilizers for different things. So their harvest is so good, so good.
Oh, that's good actually.
Yeah.
But I think composting is a must for any gardener.
I also think
You
so.
can
yeah.
get the compost at home,
Yes.
right? Right
Why
in
to
your
buy?
garden,
Exactly.
why to buy.
Yes.
And then
yes.
you have that feeling of satisfaction as well,
That's
that
right.
you're not throwing away your own
Right.
resources. And
But again, it is about the motivation, and sometimes people don't have time to do it.
sometimes they
Right.
don't know.
And
Maybe
sometimes
you
they
might
don't
not
know.
have ever heard it.
It is not possible because
It is
they
possible
just-
actually, Nandini.
Yeah?
You will not believe it. But in 2019, I heard the word composting very first time.
Really?
Very first time.
Oh, okay.
And I just got fascinated that whatever trash we throw in our black bin or whatever,
Yeah.
50% of it is wet waste, kitchen
Right,
waste.
right.
So we can easily compose that at home and convert into a
Right.
fertilizer rather than going to landfill and
Which is
creating the
true.
pollution gases,
Yeah.
right? And that's how I started composting. So
I
I did not know that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I knew about composting from very early age because my parents, we used to have nice garden there back home, and then we would always talk like, oh, खाद कैसे बनाते हैं, चलो बना लेते हैं. Because my mother comes from a family. Her father was like a landlord, agricultural landlord, and then she had seen how the farming is done and things, so she would talk about it. So I knew about it, but never did it.
But you might not know that how we do it here in Edmonton.
Exactly.
In this
Yes.
winter
Yes,
city, right?
absolutely. I had no idea. Totally. Zero.
Yeah, exactly. I also figured out gradually in last 5-6 years how my summer months will go, how my winter months will go, and now I have
Now you have a plan.
created a automated flow.
Right.
I don't even think about my compost anymore.
Yeah.
In winter months, I keep collecting. April, I start turning it, adding water.
Right.
It starts decomposing. In
Right.
September, I harvest.
You harvest.
So I don't have to really think about it.
And I'm so glad you're sharing it with me because now I don't have to go through that kind of experience, right? Now I have something ready-made which you have already tried.
Yeah,
So I
exactly,
can just follow you. That's excellent.
Whenever you need any information, reach
Yeah,
out.
you have been so helpful. Wonderful. Yeah.
No, thank you, Nandini.
Yeah.
Thank you for talking to me today.
No, it's a pleasure.
And see, composting is something that doesn't work very first day.
That's right.
Right? It's an experiment.
Yes.
And you learn it during the process.
Yes. But
So-
nothing like having somebody so close.
Yeah.
You just text them and then she advises you. So nothing like that. So
I mean, yeah, reading from material is different, but
is different.
talking to someone or looking at,
yes,
seeing
somebody who
someone
has already done it,
Right,
right? Getting
yeah.
that kind of knowledge is very
Yeah,
different.
So that's great.
Yeah, I'm very
Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for listening to us today. If you like this conversation, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel.
Yes.
And comment what problems you are having with your composting. What kind of composting did you start? Comment in the comment box and we will come back with the next waste talk. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nandini.
Thank you.